Hello, YouTube. All right, so today what I want to talk about is why are you not putting on strength or muscle? What is holding you back? And I'm going to make like a checklist and we're going to figure it out because it's one of these things. It's nothing else. So if you're watching this, your problem will be solved and it will be solved by one of these things. So to me, the biggest issue, assuming you go to the gym and you're working out, is you don't eat enough. Now, the advice here is not to eat like a pig. Absolutely not. Because if you just eat whatever, you're going to put on fat and muscle, but you don't want to put on fat. You want to just really kind of put on more muscle. But one of the biggest issues I see with people who are skinny or underweight and don't get stronger is they have a limiting belief when it comes to eating more. A lot of them see it as, well, I'm going to get fat, or I'm gluttonous, or I already eat so much. I can't tell you, every single skinny person I've ever met in my life has sworn up and down they eat so much. There's one answer and one answer only. You gotta eat more. Period. End of story. There is no other answer. There is no other solution. So eating more is a big one. Now, what should you eat more of? And how should you go about eating more? So to me, I think consuming liquid calories, for the same reason I tell people who want to lose weight, get rid of soda, get rid of your liquid calories if you can, is such a great thing for gaining weight because it's very easy to consume a bunch of liquid calories and you're able to do it in a manner that is not filling. You can consume 800 liquid calories and whatever. So after you work out, making like a protein shake with some type of milk, with some peanut butter, with a banana, with other fruit, and mix that all together, blend that all together, you might consume 500, 600, 700 calories like that. That is a phenomenal way to add more calories. And then you can have another one at night. So consuming more calories. If you're skinny, trying to gain weight, trying to put on muscle, haven't been able to do it, and you swear up and down you're eating so much and you're going to the gym working out, that's gonna be your answer. My metabolism, no. Eat more, period. I had a friend who embodied this. 5'8", 129 pounds. 2 years later, he's 170, muscular, benching 300. That is the answer. Now, the next one is if you are eating enough, are you consuming enough protein? You should get around like 0.7 grams per pound of body weight. So if you're a girl and you weigh 100 pounds, that's 70 grams. If you are a medium-sized dude in the neighborhood of like 150, that is 105 grams. If you're 200 pounds, you're a bigger guy, then that's 140 grams. Those are the goals you should be hitting. Like, those are the areas of like where you're maximizing the amount of protein that you can use to build muscle. Now here's the thing to understand. More protein is not always better. If you're a 100-pound girl and you're consuming 120 grams of protein, a crazy amount, the excess protein will be used as energy. It will not be used to build more muscle. So you don't have to worry about consuming protein with every single instance, maximizing it at all times. Just hit that 0.7 number, which for a lot of people is a lot. But if your goal is to build more muscle, meeting your protein goal is good. Now, next one, lifting weights. Are you lifting weights correctly? There's two things to me that are really important for lifting weights. Are you training close to failure? Is the resistance and weight that you're using challenging? It doesn't have to be insane, but challenging. If everything is easy for you to do, this is a spot where making your workouts a little more challenging would go a long way. So if something you're able to do if you're doing something for, let's say, 10 to 20 reps, but your speed is not slowing down. Let's say you're doing bicep curls and your 10th rep looks the same as your first, up the weight. Make sure that 10th rep might look something like that. Like it's a much slower process. That's where the muscle building is occurring. So making sure the resistance you're using is challenging. Then the next one is, are you hitting each muscle group like twice a week for like 8 total sets, so like 4 sets twice a week of a particular muscle group that you want to grow. If your answer is I do it once a week, well, twice a week would make it grow more. 3 times a week makes it grow about the same as twice. So hitting a muscle group twice a week. And that's it. That is the checklist. There's no magical other thing that is causing you not to build muscle. If you are building muscle and it's just a slower process, if you are consuming enough calories, if your weight is going up bit by bit, if you're consuming enough protein, and if you are training close to failure or a challenging amount, and you're hitting each muscle group twice a week, that's it. Done. If you didn't do one of the things I mentioned, go back and do it. And be patient. Wait 6 months. Do this for 6 months over and over and over and over. And then tell me if you made progress or not. If you are a beginner or an intermediate lifter, you should be making progress consistently. If you are at an elite level, like I've been lifting for 16 years, I'm happy to squeeze out, adding 2 pounds of muscle a year, adding 10 pounds to my bench a year. But until you get to an elite level, then worry. You should be making progress in some way. But if you're watching this, I answered it. I answered one of the reasons. There's no doubt about it. If you have any help, if you want me to, take a look, and talk to you one-on-one, I am available. If you were looking for protein powder, I will leave a link in the description for Orgain, which is my favorite. It gives me a little bit of credit, and it gives you, I think maybe, I don't know, whatever the deal they're doing at the time, 15, 20, 25% off. But yeah, hopefully this is helpful.